This is our question asked in today's SkillTrack daily challenge. So let us see our sample test cases. For the first input, the value of R is 5 and the value of C is 6. And we are given a 5 cross 6 matrix as input. In this matrix, the character X has occurred here. And the first ring to this character X is this red color highlighted part. And the second ring is this blue color highlighted part. Our task is to find the first nearest ring which has a 0 in it. So in this case the red ring has a 0 in it. So we are going to update all the zeros present in this red ring to 1 and then print the whole matrix. So now let us see our output. So here we can see that we are updating all the zeros present in this red ring to 1 and then printing the whole matrix. And we are not making any changes to this blue layer. Now let us see our sample input 2. Here we are given a 8 cross 7 matrix as input and the character X has occurred here. And the first ring is this red and the second ring is this blue color highlighted. And here we can see that the first ring has no zeros in it. All the values present in the first ring is 1. So we are moving to the next ring. And in the next ring we have zeros, that is in the blue ring. So now the nearest ring which have zeros is this blue ring. So we have to update the zeros present in this ring to 1 and then print the whole matrix. So let us see our output. So here we can see that we are updating the zeros present in this blue layer to 1 and then printing the whole matrix. Now let us see our sample input 3. So here we are given a 3 cross 4 matrix. Here we are not able to form a ring itself. We are failing to form a first ring itself. So we are just printing the given input matrix itself as our output. So let us see the procedure to solve this problem. First we have to find the position of X in the matrix. And then we have to find the largest square submatrix with center X which has at least one 0 in it. And if such submatrix is found, then we have to change all the zeros present in that submatrix to 1 and then print the whole matrix. And if such submatrix is not found, then we have to print the whole given input matrix as our output. And we have already posted a video on finding the largest square submatrix with center X. And I have added the link to that video in description and comment box. In a quick glance, let us see how we will be finding the largest square submatrix with center X. So first we will be declaring 4 variables: min row, max row, min call and max call. And then we will find the position of X in the matrix. And here the X has occurred at second row and third column. And we will be storing the row position of this character X in min row and max row. And then we will be storing the column position of X in min call and max call. And then in every iteration we will be checking whether we are able to move to the previous row, previous column, next row and next column. And if we are able to move in all the 4 directions, then we would be updating these variables. And while updating, for the variables related to minimum we would be decrementing, and for the variable related to maximum we would be incrementing. So first is min row, so we will be decrementing, and here this row is maximum, so we will increment its value by 1. And here minimum column, so it is minimum, so we will be decrementing, and here maximum column, since it is maximum we will increment its value. So now when we iterate from this min row to max row and from min call to this max call, we will be traversing through this matrix. And now we have found the first matrix. According to this question, after finding the square submatrix, we will be checking whether the square submatrix has zeros in it. And if it has zeros, then we will be updating the values to 1 and then break out of the loop. Or else we will be checking whether the next submatrix has 0 in it using this same procedure. This is the program I have written. Initially I have declared some integer variables, and then I am accepting the values of R and C, and then I am declaring a 2-dimensional character array named matrix of size R cross C. And then I am declaring 4 integer variables again named minrow, maxrow, mincol, maxcol, which we will be using to find the largest square submatrix. And now using a nested for loop, we are going to accept our input matrix. So the first loop iterates from 0 to R, the second loop iterates from 0 to C. And then in every iteration we are accepting our input matrix, and simultaneously we are checking whether the matrix is equal to X. And if it is equal, then we are storing the row position in min row and max row and the column position in min column and max column, which will be used while finding the largest square submatrix. And here while scanning we are using this scanf/n, and here also we are using this /n because here we are dealing with characters. Sometimes if we forget to mention this /n, then our program would accept a space as a character and then store it in our matrix, and while we print our matrix we won't get our expected result. So whenever we are dealing with accepting input of characters, then it is better to use this /n while scanning. So now we have accepted our input, and now we are going to implement the logic which we discussed. And here I have declared an integer flag variable and set its value initially to 0. So this is just for our reference. And now we are going to implement our logic using this while loop. And here we are going to decrement all the variables which are related to minimum, that is min row and min column, and increment the variables related to maximum, max row and max column. And we perform this operation only when all these 4 conditions are satisfied. If any of these one condition fail, then we won't be executing this part. If all these 4 conditions are satisfied, then after updating the values of these 4 variables, now we will be able to traverse through the largest possible square submatrix. So we are traversing using this nested for loop. So the first loop iterates from min row to max row, and the second loop iterates from min column to max column. And in every iteration we are checking whether the matrix value is equal to 0, and if it is, then we are updating its value to 1 and setting the flag value as 1. And after the execution of this for loop, we will be checking whether the value of the flag is equal to 1, and if it is 1, then we can break, because the current square submatrix contains 0, and if it contains 0, it means that we have found the nearest ring which has 0 in it, and we have also updated their values to 1. So we should not update the zeros present in the next ring. To avoid that, we are using this break condition. So while this while loop finishes its execution, then we would have our expected output, and finally we are printing our output using this nested for loop. So first I have given the sample input 1, and our expected output is here, this matrix. So we shall see what we are getting, and here we are also getting the same value. So for the X we have updated all the nearest ring to 1, and the next ring has 0 in it. So this is same as our expected output. So now I have given the sample input 2, and here the second ring must be updated, and here we can see that we are getting the updated second ring as our output, and here is our expected output. So both the values are same. And now I have given the sample input 3, and our expected output is same as the given input matrix. So we are also getting the same given input matrix as our output. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.